And we're talking about goals, we're talking about New Year's resolutions and how we can actually implement them and adhere to them in order to get the results and the successes that we want to achieve in our life. A study showed that a very small percentage of us actually achieve these goals by the end of the year. And what I've realized is in our conversation is that we have limiting beliefs. We have decisions that we need to make. And we've all heard this concept of manifesting what we want to create in our life. And many of us don't even know really where to start. We've heard the phrase before, fake it till you make it. And really what I've come to realize through experience and through taking a lot of self-development courses and working with a lot of coaches is that when they talk about that fake it till you make it, what I think they really meant to say, because it was such a bad explanation in order to achieve this, is align yourself with who you want to become. So one of the third stops in Roe Salde's roadmap to success in terms of achieving your goals, my guest, my life coach, if you want to call her that, she's helped many people along the way, CEOs of companies, executives, down to people that just simply want to change their life. I brought her onto the show because she's really helped us create a roadmap in order to achieve that level of success that you want. And our third stop on our roadmap is to identify who we want to become. Much like in the process of manifesting whatever goals you want, it's about aligning yourself with that identity of who you want to become. Talk to us about that, Ro, so that we can understand and align ourselves to become that person, our future self that we want to be.
You know, there's an exercise I do with my clients or in my workshop where the people who come to the workshop, before I even start or anything, they get a piece of paper and I tell them, write 10 goals or more and just write them on a piece of paper, right? And then I start the workshop. And the funny thing is they don't know, they just wrote random goals that they had in their mind. And then we go into it, and there is 3 types of goals. There is A-type goals, there are B-type goals, and there is a master goal.
So what's an A-type goal and a B-type
goal?
So
an A-type goal is a goal that you know how to achieve, right? It doesn't challenge you or help you grow in any way because it's something you already know how to do.
Okay.
So, for example, for you, you've already sold a house, right?
Correct. Many houses.
Many houses. So for you, an A goal is to sell a house, right? Now, a B-type goal is a goal that you can achieve. It's going to take a little bit of effort, but if things will find their way in the right way, and if you'll go and do A, B, C, and whatever it is, you can achieve it. So before you ever sold a house for the first time, it was a B-type goal because you've never sold it. But you went and got your license, and then you went and got mentored, and then you went and did whatever you needed to do, wear as many hats you needed to do. It became a B-type goal, right?
Correct.
Because now you can achieve it. Now, a master goal is a goal that it's almost like a fantasy. It's like those things that you think sometimes when you're daydreaming, oh, my life would be if I would just, be a millionaire, or if I would sell helicopters and I would have a yacht, and you just completely brush it away right away because it's a fantasy. You can't believe you even achieve it. This is a master goal. Master goal is so scary that you don't even want to start going there. It's almost like you're putting it in the attic and you're closing it and you put dust on it. That's a master goal. But the nice thing about it is that in the workshop, after they learn what it is, I direct you back to your page. And now I'm telling you, okay, so look at your goals and write next to each one of it, is it an A goal, a B goal, or a master goal? It just gives you a mirror of where you are in life. If you have a lot of A goals, you're so freaking comfortable. You're not doing anything to get out of your comfort zone. B goals are better, but do you have a C goal, a master goal, which is the best thing you can do to yourself? Because once you know your master goal, now you can change your identity. And let me explain. So I can say, I want to talk in front of people. It's very different than saying I'm going to be a public speaker. The identity that I'm taking in is I'm a public speaker, right? I do public speaking. And the questions I'll ask myself if I'll ever hesitate, who is the kind of person that is doing public speaking? What habits does he hold? And am I willing to do what it takes to get there? So if I take it to your world, what would you want to be? What is your master goal? Do you have a master goal now that you know what it is?
So I don't know that it's crystal clear, but I would like to say, the financial freedom to be able to go out and achieve and create whatever it is that I want, whether it's buying real estate or traveling with my friends and my family to whatever destination, and be able to put my life on pause without skipping a beat, that it automatically runs itself, where, I am passively or actively participating in the work part of my life while enjoying my life fully. I think that's what I would do, and it makes me feel uncomfortable because I don't even know how to go about doing it, because I'm focused on, I know what I know how to do, and I haven't created the structure or the system in terms of all the B goals in order to achieve that master goal, maybe.
So the beautiful thing about what you said right now, you're right, it's not that accurate, but you have a direction. And then I would ask you, are you willing to do what it takes to get there? And who is the kind of person that gets the result you were just talking about? What do they do? What beliefs do they hold? And really, are you just willing to endure temporary discomfort for permanent success? Because that's what it is at the end of the day, right?
I love it. And yes, you're right. And it's funny because a lot of what I have written down or set, which I discussed in my last show, which was the last show of the year, was exactly that. It's how did I create a roadmap in order to achieve some of these goals? I had a lot of question marks because I didn't really know what was the necessary steps. And I'm really glad that you're here in particular to be able to shed some light on that. And I definitely want to work with you with a lot more detail and spend more time with you to understand how to really achieve this on a more frequent basis. And I think for a lot of the listeners out there that have the same interest or may have some questions, I think it's really important for them to A, know how to get a hold of you, and B, if I know you have a workshop and a course coming up as well, how can people sign up for the course and the workshop so that they can benefit from all that we've been talking about on the show?
So the easiest way to get in contact with me and sign up for the course would be just my Instagram handler, which is Roe Salde, and then you just click at the link in my bio. It says sign up here. I encourage everybody to just kind of look it up. It really is a life-changing seminar.
I think for a lot of people that have listened to the show may have started off with this, and I'm going to direct this question almost as a way to encapsulate everything that we've been talking about. Some of the people may have listened in midway or towards the end of the show, but I know many of you towards the end of the year or even the beginning of the year are still carrying a lot of the same feelings from the previous year. A new year is a great way to shed your old skin and, like the phoenix, rise from beneath your ashes. And often we find ourselves asking the same question. Isn't it depressing that we feel this way even though we want to create some new goals? Don't we hate ourselves for how we think or how we are acting? How frustrating is it that we're really the victim of our own thought process and the programming that we've been going through? Wouldn't you like to be more in control of your emotions, your thoughts, or even the trajectory of your life? Wouldn't you like to have better relationships with your friends, your family, your loved ones, your job, your career, the destination for where you want to go, your happiness, your wealth? So you're probably asking yourself, what do I have to do to change this today? In a nutshell, can you encapsulate what we've talked about to motivate and encourage people to make that change today?
In a nutshell, change your perspective. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, and we have the tendency to see things only through our own eyes, and we tell ourselves stories in our head. And I will say something. I don't know if it will make sense to everybody, but if you think about it a little bit, I think it's going to click. We judge other people. No, we judge ourselves by our intentions, and we judge other people by their behaviors. And I'm going to repeat this again. We judge ourselves by our intentions. We judge other people by their behavior. Can you tell me what you gathered from that?
I'm just smiling because I understand exactly what you mean. When I want to relate to somebody, say, well, I did this out of the best intention of my heart to be able to bridge this gap, do this, do that, whatever it is. But then I often look at other people and like, they didn't respond based on their behaviors on how they did that. And it's really interesting that you touched on behaviors or perspectives, because if you look at it, it's actually the greatest way to loop back the whole cycle and realize that by looking backwards, you can go out and achieve everything that you want. I leave you with these two questions that I heard from Roe today. Think about, what was it that you would like to achieve in this year today, and in this world, and this year today? And more importantly, who would you have to become to achieve it? You're listening to Dawood Bedrosian, your host of Real Sense Now. Catch us every Saturday from 11 to 12 right here on Florida Man Radio.